Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wayne Scott, and I'll be your moderator for today's LinkedIn Live webinar series, Home to More at Freddie Mac. Now, this series is made up of events throughout the year that feature different employees from various division and job categories. We will hit topics such as workplace and culture, growth opportunities, and the hard and soft skills that will help you succeed. Now, today, in our last episode of 2023, I know, geez, it's been a fast year, but our session today will focus more on investment and capital markets careers. And just to give a quick definition of INCM, it supports the liquidity of the mortgage markets and makes funding more available by purchasing mortgage related securities guaranteed by Freddie Mac and other financial institutions in its investment portfolio. These investments are funded by issuing corporate debt securities. Their expertise in capital markets and credit risk management has helped us to lead the market in offering private investors new and innovative ways to invest in the U.S. residential housing market and actively reduce less liquid loans from our investment portfolio. Part of our mission is to make home possible nationwide, and that's the core of what we do. Homes should be affordable to people both young and old, and we definitely want to make a difference in that space. So, now just a little about myself. I know you couldn't wait to hear. I'm currently in talent acquisition, and I've been with Freddie Mac for a little over 12 years. I can't tell you where the time went, my goodness. But I've been in a variety of different capacities, including business operations support and now HR talent acquisition. And the ride has been awesome. I love being part of an amazing organization that believes in opportunity for growth and development. But I'm not going to bore you any longer and talk about my immense career because you're here to gain insight in the INCM space. Now, I would like to recognize our panel members today. First, we have with us Vanessa Pereira. She's from our Investment and Capital Markets Cash Windows division. And second, from Investment and Capital Markets Model and Analytics, we have Heidi Rodenbeck. Welcome, panelists. I'm sure we'll have a nice, robust conversation today. But before we get started, our discussion today will be about 30 minutes in length. Please check in for the event today by scanning the QR code if you are viewing from your computer. If you are viewing from your phone, we will paste the link in the chat. Copy and paste this link into the new browser just to check in. If you experience any difficulties, don't worry. We'll revisit the check-in at the end of the event. Just please leave any questions or you might have in the comments section, as recruiters will be answering as many questions as possible throughout the event. Now, this event is recorded and will be available on the same page immediately after the event closes out. If we should run out of time, questions will be answered offline. So, you know what? Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in for the sake of time. Let's start with you, Vanessa, on this first question. What division do you work in? What is your role? And what drew you to this field?
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for the nice introduction, Wayne. I'm so excited to be here and talk to all of you guys. I work in capital markets where we provide liquidity and funding options to mortgage originators that sell loans to Freddie Mac. So, just like a little bit of repetition of what Wayne already said, but it goes into my role here at Freddie Mac. In the cash window, we aggregate loans and create mortgage backed securities, which we then sell to investors on Wall Street. And all of that continues the cycle of liquidity and stability in the housing market. In my specific role, I interact with small non bank sellers for hedging and funding needs. And I also create CRA securities for banks that will help them meet their affordable lending credits. And CRA, by the way, stands for Community Reinvestment Act, and it provides low to moderate income borrowers with more access to credit and helps prevent redlining. And I began my career here at Freddie Mac 4 years ago through the finance rotational program. I was a finance major in college and I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet. So the program really gave me the opportunity to rotate into different areas in corporate finance every 6 months. And I was also looking for a role where I could learn more about markets. And that's exactly what my current role does today. I'm more in tune with the economy, and that's a subject I really enjoyed in college. So today I'm able to apply all of that to real world examples in the fixed income market.
Wow, that's great. That's great to hear. I understand. Well, what about you, Heidi? Same question.
Hi, this is Heidi, and thanks, Vanessa and Wayne. And I'm at the investment and capital market division as well. My role is to develop a statistical and economical model to predict when a loan will prepay and when a loan will stop paying. And if it does stop paying and goes to foreclosure, how much we can recover. So I was trained as a applied statistician with a PhD degree. Um, and I really enjoy statistical modeling and examining data patterns. And I was very excited to find Freddie is one of the companies that employs modeling analyticals behind many business decisions. So I found this is a great fit, and I can see my model is impact the business decision here in Freddie.
Wow, that's fantastic. You know what? It's great to hear that you both enjoy what you do and are acclimated to the culture. It never gets old, right? So, just moving into question number two. At Freddie Mac, making home possible is what we do. How we do it can be found in our competencies like leading, collaborate, deliver results, focus on stakeholders, and grow and develop. These are the behaviors our employees strive to achieve when doing their work each day. Additionally, in the recruiting space, like myself, it's the hard and soft skills, which are very important to me because it also helps me analyze what type of behavior and motivators you possess and the kind of individuals you are, right? For example, can you find what the root cause of a problem is and identify a solution? These are the things that are very important for any role you are being considered for. So always know things like certifications, etc., show vast initiative, and it also helps me decipher transferable skills. So, Vanessa, with that being said, let me ask, in your time working here, what have you noticed are the hard and soft skills, competencies, and or certifications that are most important for your roles?
Of course, have a long list here. Some soft skills I think that are important to my role are communicating effectively, teamwork, time management, networking, and critical thinking. When you're in a trading role, you need to be able to understand trading lingo and acronyms to communicate effectively. On Bloomberg or on the phone. You also need to be able to organize your thoughts before speaking to make sure you get your point across quickly. It is a fast paced environment, so you need to be good at finding pockets of time where you can complete any ad hoc tasks while still being able to be available for live trades during market hours. And I think networking is super important too. Networking across the organization will help you learn how teams collaborate with your team, and it also gives you those contacts that you might need if a specific situation arises. So I'd say those are the soft skills. Now I'll move on to the hard skills. I think really understanding Excel and its functions is important. It's a great tool to help us analyze data. For my role, I think Python and SQL are also very important. They help me to further analyze data and also automate a lot of processes on our team so that we can be as efficient as possible. And then I think a deep understanding of the fixed income market is pretty vital to performing well in my role. And being able to use systems like Bloomberg or Aladdin for trading purposes is also pretty essential for our daily processes. And then lastly, out of the Freddie Mac competencies, I think I use focus on stakeholders the most. My team focuses on providing liquidity in the market through our work with non bank originators and getting them access to the capital they need to offer mortgage loans. So I think we're eventually meeting the need of Freddie Mac's biggest stakeholder, which are the people applying for mortgage loans. And it all ties back to our mission of making home possible.
Hmm. Wow, very interesting. That's great, Vanessa. What about you, Heidi? Same question.
To be a model developer, usually the first step is to get a graduate degree in economics, science, or engineering. After getting to the door, and then the ability to deliver the results and the ability to learn the new skills and new knowledge on the fly is very critical. In our day-to-day work, the hard skill will include Python, SQL, and SAS programming, as well as using Unix scripts to automate the routine works. And we also do a lot of technical presentation, technical writings, and as well as project management. As for the soft skills, I found communication. Yeah, I agree with Vanessa. Communication is very important. Interpersonal skills are very important. And when you mentioned many of the Freddie competencies, I found we also focus a lot on the stakeholder management. So throughout the model development process, we have to keep our stakeholders engaged throughout the process, understand their needs, understand where they are in terms of supporting our model development project, and manage their expectations. And also, at the end, when we deliver a model or solution to address their needs, we need to get them buy-in. In addition to the model users, we also have model reviewing team as our stakeholders because they have to sign off on our models. So we have to convince them that our model is developed using a sound methodology and we have kept model risk under control.
Wow, that's a great response. Wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, that leads us to question number three. It kind of leads right in, right? Speaking, and this is for you, Vanessa. Speaking of those necessary skills, how have you expanded your skills and grown professionally while working at Freddie Mac? And how have you been supported in that growth?
Yeah, of course. When I first began working on the cash window team as an analyst, my manager and I talked about what programs were used on the team, what I might be interested in learning, or what I want to be exposed to. So I really wanted to get that exposure to Tableau and Python. Before that role, I didn't know how to use Python. Now I use it every day. So I was intentionally given projects that would allow me to do that. I practiced and I learned on the job, basically. So that was a little earlier in my career. And I think now, today, I have a great relationship with my current manager. She encourages me to further my education, whether it be going back to graduate school or getting certifications that fit my role, like the CFA, which is Chartered Financial Analyst, or AMP, which is the Accredited Mortgage Professional designation. And we have an educational assistance benefit that can reimburse the cost for that. So I definitely want to take advantage of that. I'm thinking about taking the CFA soon. And apart from certifications like that, I've also been given many other opportunities at Freddie Mac. Like one, for instance, was earlier in the spring. I attended the High Tech Leadership Summit, which supports Hispanic and Latinos in the tech industry to accelerate their leadership capacity. I am not in our tech division. Obviously, this is an ICM call, but I still got so much out of the event. I was able to network with professionals from my ethnic background and learn more about what's new in tech that may disrupt the industry. So I think, just to sum it all up, if you communicate your desire to grow, it will be supported here at Freddie Mac.
Wow, that's great. Oh, goodness. I love the answer, Vanessa. Maybe we should talk after this call today.
We
I'd like
definitely
to hear
can.
more, I know. But what about you, Heidi? Same question.
I have so far three different jobs at within Freddie. So I first started as a model reviewer in second line. So there, it's a great intro job, get me to learn about Freddie complex modeling ecosystem. There, I have to learn how to quickly dive into a model through the documentation, the codes, and even without people walk me through every details, and I was be able to do that. And at each of the model review, I have to understand how model works and what is my assessment, what I identified model risk, and what are my recommendation for further improvement. And I have to write them up in a model review report. So it's give me a very, and I work on many different models because I review them all, and then give me a very good overview of Freddie many models behind the mortgage business. At that time, my boss is also super supportive, and he always gave me challenge projects to help me grow. So that was my first job. Then I moved on to single family business as a model developer. So there I basically embrace myself with mortgage data every day and then analyze it left and right and up and down. There I established my expertise in mortgage data and then use a lot of SQL and a lot of modeling tools, and I become an expert in foreclosure and IO, property disposition, and pricing. Along the way, and I also switched from SAS to Python programming and start to develop new machine learning models to solve business problems. In order to save more time for more fun work, such as model development and learning new things, and I start to write a Unix scripts to automate some routine work. And I also got onto cloud computing to speed up my modeling estimation process. You know, those machine learning models takes really long time to estimate. So that's the additional tool I took on my second job. Currently, I'm in the investment and capital market division modeling and analytical teams. Here is also doing modeling work. So my previous skill set really applies here and make the transition relatively easy. But the new job comes with new challenges. For example, the business use are different. It's for market risk, not the credit risk anymore. Our model users are very different. So Vanessa's probably sister teams, our modeling users. So those are trading desk folks. They talk entirely in market jargons. So in the beginning, even though I understand every word they say, but I'm not completely sure I know what they mean. So I have to find resources to educate myself with how fixed income market works. What are the terminologies and the key concepts and the key risk matrix people care about? In that way, I can effectively communicate with my model users. So sum it all, so I have different positions within the same company, and then through different projects and different business, I learn to grow my skill sets, and I always found my boss are very nice and very supportive when I want to try new methodology and new tools.
Wow, that's a great response. I think we all three have that in common, growing our skills, right, at our tenure here at Freddie Mac. So that's a great answer. All right, well, moving right along, Vanessa, this question is for you. Why did you choose Freddie Mac for this part of your career, and why have you chosen to stay?
Yeah, definitely. I came to Freddie Mac straight from college. Initially, I wanted a job that fit my lifestyle and kept me close to home. I went to college in Pennsylvania. I'm from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, so I definitely wanted to come back home. I love it here. And I think the finance rotational program I joined at Freddie Mac after graduating was great because it allowed me to test different careers. And through that, I found a role I really enjoyed in a company whose mission I really align with. So that's what brought me here. But I think what's kept me here for 4 years and maybe longer, hopefully longer, is because of just the people I work with. I, I would say maybe I haven't had many very different roles like Heidi has mentioned earlier, but I have been in 4 different roles, although shorter periods of time through the rotational program so far, and everyone has been super helpful throughout my career. The community here is very open, welcoming. It doesn't matter where you go. And I think something that really keeps me here now today is also just that I feel very empowered having a manager and numerous mentors that are invested in my growth, especially people of color. For me, as a woman of color in this industry, it really makes a difference having managers and mentors that come from a similar background as you. So I've also found my Latino community here through my involvement in our OLA business resource group. And I felt very supported from people I had just met, to hold leadership roles early in my career. So I've done a lot of volunteering and giving back to my community through my OLA membership, specifically by supporting diverse recruitment efforts through professional development activities and providing some mentorship for college students. So I love my role today. Cash window is a great place to be, but I found that all the opportunities open across Freddie Mac, like the extracurriculars I had mentioned, are all just the cherry on top.
Awesome. And the actual audience members can see the diversity on the call today. But Heidi, same question for you. Why did you choose Freddie Mac for this part of your career, and why have you chosen to stay?
Yeah, first of all, Freddie's special mission attracts me. It's making home possible for average Joes like you and me. So it's an important job. Secondly, Freddie employs modeling analytics behind the business decisions. So it creates a variety of modeling analytical jobs for my skill set. So for example, in each of the three business, single family, multifamily, and investment and capital market, they have their own modeling teams. Not to mention we have a model reviewing team, model audit team. So there are tons of opportunity for analytical works. I found it very important and attractive to me. Thirdly, it's great rewarding to see my model make an impact. One model I developed in the past was able to link several different auctions together and optimally set the reserve price to dispose the foreclosure properties. So our pilot tests have shown that it lift $4,000 per house comparing to previous practice. So that translates to about $25 million impact to Freddie's bottom line. Besides the impact for work, and I also found Freddie has a great culture and benefit supporting us working parents. For example, their on-site fitness center I used to go to every day to keep active and healthy lifestyle. There are health clinics on site. There are backup cares through Bright Horizons. So I have used them in the past in the rainy days to take care of my kids and take care of myself. So overall, I find it very, very supportive environment.
Yeah, you know what? I use that fitness center a lot as well. A lot of great amenities here with Freddie Mac. But you know what? I know for me, I've seen the growth in Freddie Mac over my years. I mean, things like work life balance, expanded benefits, numerous amenities on campus. And I'm a strong proponent of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, making home possible for millions of people. These are the attributes of a company you can stand behind and say to yourself, you know what, I'm happy to be part of an organization that has a strong vision and a business sense and also honors and cherishes their employees, especially in these times anyway. But you know what, moving into question five, and let's start with you, Vanessa, on this one. What is your top interviewing tip for mid career candidates and your top tip for progressing in this field?
So, interview tip. I think it's really important to understand the business and the industry it's in. So, for example, for my role, that would include being on top of economic data and seeing how it relates to mortgage backed securities. And then I think in order to progress in the field, it's so important to ask questions. The market is always changing, there's always room to learn. Um, People on your team have different areas of expertise, so you can ask so many different people and they can help you understand the why or the how. But you can also venture out and ask mentors or other teams that may not be the experts, but we collaborate with them, and you'll get a diverse set of views through that.
Wonderful, wonderful response. And Heidi, same question.
For interviews, and to me, the good preparation is the key to a successful interview. Whenever I'm possible, and I'll ask a friend to give me a mock interview before the formal interview hits me, and that really helps. And I also always prepare question to ask during the interview to show people that I'm very curious and I'm very interested in this job and I want to learn and I want to be part of them.
Wonderful. Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, for me, especially, in my line of business attracting talent, I'm a champion for someone that is confident and not afraid to try different things, go above and beyond. I know you all heard it before, thinking outside the box. But it's truth to that, right? We are in a fluid market. So, what can you do to stand out from the crowd? I review resumes throughout my day. So, what's on your resume speaks for you. So, those qualities should be seen, right? So, again, excellent conversation today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. As our session is coming to a close, I just want to say thank you to our wonderful panelists, both Vanessa and Heidi. You were rock stars, I'm going to tell you. And again, like I said, awesome job. You provided your dynamic perspectives and, of course, your insight to help elevate your career possibly one day at Freddie Mac. Now, I would also like to thank our audience members, you all. For joining our LinkedIn Live event today. All resources mentioned will be posted in the chat for your convenience. I draw your attention again to the QR code to check in for this event today. The link to check in will also be included in the resources we are popping in the chat if you prefer to use that method. You can always rewatch and share the event on LinkedIn. The recording will be live at this same link shortly after the broadcast ends, and please look out for upcoming live events throughout the year. And of course, for more information or opportunities that are available at Freddie Mac, please visit our career sites page, which is including the resources we'll put in the chat. Again, thank you all for your time and joining today's event, and we definitely look forward to the next time. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you all.